Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? I am so excited you guys are all here. As you can see, I am joined by the beautiful and amazing Charise Harris, y'all. And y'all, I'm so excited for tonight. Welcome to Planning Together. My name is Darian, and every week I invite a friend on to share with us how they are organizing their life and their heart. Y'all, so if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future friends and future guests, y'all. And let me just tell you a little bit about this amazing person sitting here with me today. Charise Harris, y'all, is a crafter turned podcaster who inspires creators by sharing her passion of storytelling through the Plan on Purpose podcast, which is amazing, y'all. She started the podcast to invite planner lovers to learn more about each other and, of course, discuss all things planners and like planning. And now her guests include not only those who plan, but makers from many different creative communities. When she turns off the microphone, y'all, you can find her sharing her love of Bible journaling, memory planning, and all kinds of paper crafting and inspiration on Instagram. You can follow her story and her podcast on all major platforms. And remember, she is here to talk if you are here to listen. Can you guys light up the comments? Give me all the emojis, all the what's up, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Planning Together to my amazing friend, Charise Harris.
Hello. How's it going? What's up? What up, though, as we say in Detroit?
What up, though? Okay, first off, so yes, she is from Detroit. So she's also, we have already shared that she's like a Midwesterner. Midwesterner.
I said I did put a little on there, but I just, that's we make up words. So
We make up words.
Midwesterner.
Okay, exactly. Okay, so I just want to say someone already pointed out, I'm loving the blues. Yes. The whole background right now is like a whole like aesthetic. And I'm just like, I just wish that I had my tea and I was just sitting on the couch with you and chilling. It's just like a whole aesthetic right now.
Girl, I be trying. I just be trying to just make it real zen and real chilling here. So
I need that. Yes, y'all, look at, come on, isn't she? She's like beautiful. She's
oh, thank you.
Sorry, I'm just.
I mean, for it to be what time it is here, I appreciate that. I really do.
Okay, so let's talk, because I want y'all to know. Can y'all just guess what time it is where she's at right now? Because first off, she's not in the States right now.
I am not.
Where are you located?
I am in Germany currently.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. And what are you, what can you tell us that you were doing in Germany?
All the things. Well, except none of the things now, but all of the things. We've been here for quite a while. And so we've been traveling and just enjoying life here. It's great. I really, really love it here. I do.
Yes. Okay. So what time is it in Germany right now?
It is a clean, smooth 2 a.m. Mm-hmm. Yep. No 2 a.m. over here.
Y'all got it. Yep, y'all got it. Norma got it. Well, yes, it is 2 a.m. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so come on, y'all.
Let me just say thank you for just taking the time to be here and like doing this with you. You're wonderful and amazing. And you didn't have to do this in the middle of the night, but you're like, of course, I'll do it. Like, I'll do it.
Yes. I love our conversation that we had, of course, on the podcast. So I was just like, let's do it. And I don't do this all the time. I actually, like a little bit of sleep, but I don't mind. You're really dope and I love what you're doing here. So I'm glad to be part of it.
Oh, okay. You're so awesome. Okay. Let's get started. I like games, and we have the this or that game where every week we got to figure out who we talking with, what kind of planner person we talking to. So I want to know, are you weekly or daily?
I actually am weekly. I'm both because I have a weekly planner that I use every week to do everything, but then I keep daily like lists for certain things. When it gets really crazy, I have like a notebook or a notepad depending on, where I'm at in my office and what I can grab. So.
Okay. So okay, I'm going to get to that later. Cause see, this is, I'm like, so wait, okay, we'll get to that. Vertical or horizontal?
Definitely vertical.
Okay. When you buy your planner supplies, are you going to Target or Michael's?
See, this is a very triggering question because where I am currently, there are no Targets or no Michaels or no Hobby Lobbies or no Joann's or no Walmarts. Any other store you want to throw out there that
Wait,
you
yeah,
guys have?
you got me at Target. You ain't got no Target?
I mean, I can order from Target.com and it can get here 2 months after I order it, but it just depends on what it is. But I used to go to both actually. I would go to Target and look for certain things and go to Michael's to look for certain things. So it just depended on what I really wanted and what exactly I was looking for. But these days, it's Amazon and my stash. It's the stash for me.
Oh,
Okay. So
hold on. It's the stash from. Okay, we're gonna talk about that too. See, she already got me going. Okay. Colorful or neutral?
colorful, definitely. I like for things to be I have to be able to see it and pick it up. And I think when I started planning, like having that color is what made me go, oh, you know what? That's a Tuesday thing. That's cute. That's real nice and pink. So definitely colorful.
Okay, do you prefer multicolored pens or multicolored highlighters?
Both. Clearly, I have way too much stuff, but I definitely have both.
Okay. Do you tend to be more decorative or functional?
I guess I would call it functional because sometimes my functional is really decorative, and other times, like if you look at my spreads that I post on Instagram, a lot of it is like decorative because I might be feeling that way. But other times when it's like I got to get it done, it's a highlighter and some pens and keep it moving like that. So,
Highlighters and pens and keep it moving. Okay. And when you
hmm
do you plan on your couch or at a desk?
uh, I plan at my desk because I have a toddler, and if I try to do anything on my couch, my washi tape will be in a toy box. So,
That makes sense. Are you a one planner or a multi-planner user?
oh, multiple, yeah, multiple.
Okay. What's multiple for you? How many planners you working with?
Mm.
Oh,
I have about 4 right now that
okay.
I'm
We have to
using.
talk about that because I need to know how you using both planners. I need to know. No judgment. I just need to know.
I have a passion planner. I have my passion planner here. I'm just trying this out. This is my first year using it. I don't know if I'm even gonna make it through the year. That's my thing. I usually make my own inserts. So I'm so used to being able to transition between whatever insert I need for, however I need it.
Hmm.
And so the multiple planner thing just works because of that. So I
Hmm.
have that. My work planner is a happy planner that I kind of repurposed. So the way I do things, my brain has to kind of compartmentalize in order for me to get things done because I used to like always do everything all the time. And now it's like, when you're working, you're working. When I'm working on podcast stuff, that is my time to dedicate to that. It is no emailing people or looking on Instagram for certain things. It's like, that's what I'm doing. So for me, having multiple planners gives me the ability to compartmentalize without wanting to do something else. So I have a home binder as well. So that's planner number 3. It's a home binder. And basically what I do in that planner is anything for the house. So I meal plan, I make grocery lists, I put our finances go in that binder or that planner. Things that just pertain to we just moved not too long ago. So I have a lot of things that I need to do in the house. Those things go there. So if I put all of that in my planner, plus all my work stuff or podcast stuff, also volunteer. So that volunteer stuff, like who got time? Who got time to be looking at all that? I will be overwhelmed. So I split it up.
Okay.
And then my last planner is more like a journal slash planner. It's like a self-care kind of thing for me. So I use that often as well.
Okay. And my last question for you before we dive even more into your planners, because now I'm about to be real nosy, is
Mm.
are you black ink or blue ink?
Oh, black ink all day. Blue ink feel real teacher like. I don't know. It just makes me feel like I love black ink.
I mean, I do
I
too.
do.
I mean, I discovered that it was a hard discovery, but I discovered that I like black ink and I use black ink. But I feel like when I think of teacher, I think of red ink because I would get you.
Yeah.
You ever get your paper and you got some red markings? It just I'm
Yes.
still scarred. Like teachers,
Yes.
stop using red pen. I
Just yeah. Can we get some purple or
give me
maybe like a little
purple,
sky blue?
sky blue, some orange, some yellow.
They
Make it
making the different colors now. Yeah, but I just the black ink works for me. I feel disrespected when I get a very pretty pen and it's a blue ink. I'm like, first of all, like should have been black, and you knew this. So
Should have been black. Oh, oh yes, thank you. We guys, yours says I grade in purple. Thank you,
yes,
thank
thank you
you.
so much for that. Thank you for grading in purple. You are the MVP today because
Yes,
you grade in purple.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we got a few questions for you already. Katie had
Sure.
asked, she says, what stationery stores does Germany have? Do you guys have any stationery stores there?
Yes. So the way that Germany kind of does stationery is it's specifically for like school stuff. So you can find stationery stores that have a lot of school supplies. And so you'll go there, or like there are a couple kind of department stores where like you can go into the stationery aisles and they'll have color pencils. Like I have a whole thing of like the Stabilos and those like I found in a stationery store here. I also found another store here. It's called ID. It's an actual craft store. So there is one, but because I live in what would be considered the country here, it's about an hour from my house. And sometimes I can go and sometimes I'm like, nah. But it's a craft store. So I get my paper there and things like that. One of the other things that I found here is an actual, were we here? I can't remember exactly what this is gonna sound real bougie, but I can't remember exactly where we were here in the country. We might have been in another country, but there was an actual Moleskine store. And yeah, I know. So
There's
while
stores.
hmm hmm yeah, so I of course geeked out when I was in there, like, oh my god. And then we went to the UK. I actually found a Filofax, like huge Filofax like setup inside of a stationery store in the UK too. So I definitely miss what I'm used to, but I've learned to find like the things that I need in the weirdest places.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay,
Mhm.
now I'm curious. Y'all in the comments, can you let us know? Is there like a stationery store that you love or you want to visit someday? Like I see like
Mm,
I'll go on and I'll see these stores with all these like cool like pins and sticky, and I'm just like,
yeah,
this is so cool to have a store that's really tailored towards stationery, which I feel like that's different than your Michaels and your Joann's and your like just
yes.
you go to like a paper store,
Yeah,
you know?
there's a store in this mall in the UK. It's a I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's a popular brand.
Mhm.
And I saw it when I went there, and I was like, oh, and it's called Paper something. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I went in there, and when I tell you nothing, aisles and aisles in a mall in the UK of just paper and notebooks and pencils. Like I legit had to buy like a small little like carry-on thing because I was like, babe, like look, I'm buying stuff. So you just gonna have to be cool with it. Like he was with it. He was like, all right.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Okay. Katie had also asked, what's your lighting and tripod situation like right now? Because the lighting's amazing. Like, because I was like, it looks like it's daylight where you're at. So like, what's this whole situation? If you don't mind giving us some
I
of your
don't.
tips.
I don't. See, this is why I took a couple pictures before we started. Because so I cannot take all the credit for this. I do have a background in broadcasting, but I have an amazing friend who lives here who is a photographer. And so she let me borrow some of her things. I also have another friend who started a ministry here. And she also had some things that she was doing because she live streams all the time. So I do have a tripod with a Canon camera here. And then I also have two large kind of lights, but they both have diffusers on them. That's why I don't look completely blown out. So my suggestion to you would be number one, I wear glasses. So if you are, I usually do, I don't have them on right now, but if you're lighting yourself and you wear glasses or you just don't want to look like have the huge light and a huge harsh shadows behind you, you want to get yourself what would be kind of called a key light and then an additional light so you can create more of that balance, right, of a diagonal, and then not put the light strictly directly behind you. A lot of people, especially people who do things on YouTube, will get the ring light is super popular. And depending on what other things you have in your room, or if you have another light that matches it, it's perfect. But in other cases, like this one, where it's like completely dark, if I just had a ring light, first of all, this would be the only thing you see lit. And then behind me would be these harsh shadows. So you want to make sure you have at least two.
Okay. Okay, listen. We just got a whole photography lesson right now. Katie, here's our photography friend right here. She gonna yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, y'all. Okay, so someone said they want to visit Paper Chase one day.
That's it. That's the
Is that
store. Thank you so much. Because I
mhm.
could not. My brain was not catching it. But that's
Yes.
the store.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then someone said McWhorters. I never heard of that. I heard of
Nah, me either.
that. Okay, and I'm hearing a lot of people want to visit Paper. Okay, I need to apparently go look at Paper
Paper
Chase.
Chase. That is the store that I went to. I could, but I'm glad that you guys said it because my brain was, I was having a brain fart. It is 2 a.m. But they literally have, yes, Muji. That's another store that I want to visit. And like anybody want to go to Japan just to shop for stationery in
And
Japan?
literally, Catherine just said I miss the little stationery stores that are all over Seoul, like South Korea.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
And too, like I had a so like I had to admit this planner thing. You know how you buy a lot of things because you're like, I need all the things. Um, I bought Hobonichis last year, and like that Tomoe River paper just do something to you, girl. So
It is.
I, yes, it
It's,
does.
I think Sierra, the founder of Moxie Life, she has like this journal and it's that Tombow River paper. And she always
Yes.
describes it like wearing a nice pair of worn jeans. Like and
Mm-hmm.
like you know when you see those jeans that are like they're just your go-to jeans that just feel real good. And it's just like that's how she describes the paper. But I'm
Listen,
like, I
I
completely
watercolor in that thing. I turned my Hobonichi from last year into because I got it as a daily planner because I had from 2 years ago I had just had my son and I was like I don't got time to make no inserts. Everything is gonna take forever to get here, and I was YouTube, down the YouTube hole like we all go the rabbit hole, and I found out about Hobonichi. So I got a weekly and I got a daily, and I used the weekly not that much, but the daily turned into an actual journal. I did gratitude journaling in it. I did memory planning in it. I did so many things. I watercolored, I stamped, I put pictures. I did my December daily in this thing. I mean, literally, it's amazing.
do
So
you
I
still have it?
definitely want to get another. What'd
Do
you
you
say?
still have it?
Yes, I
Okay,
love it.
I think on your Instagram here, like when you wake up today,
Yeah,
where
in the
you're
morning.
at, you got to show it to us because now I'm curious. It's so funny because Amanda was on last week and she was talking about the same thing, the Hobonichi, and someone like
Yeah.
left a call and went and got a whole Hobonichi planner. Like,
Yes,
and
yes,
I think the cool thing about that planner is that you have your monthly and your weekly and your daily all in one. And I'm just like, I just think that's so cool. Like
yeah.
you have all three layouts that you need in one.
And if I grabbed the A6. And so the thing I love about the A6 is it being that small pocket size. I originally grabbed it to like go into the backpack I carry with all my son's stuff in it and be able to write lists down and just quick things and not have to take a whole planner.
Mm-hmm.
But it became also when I started journaling like really heavy, like creative journaling. I've always been a free writer, but
Mm-hmm.
creative journaling really heavy. The page wasn't as intimidating. Like it's a small size. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to worry about like, oh, I got this big 12 by 12 scrapbook page sitting in front of me. I don't know. I got to look up, all these layouts and I got to get the pictures and this don't look right. It's literally like some days I was just like watercolor, right, you're done.
Yes.
Like, and it
Yes.
was so therapeutic for me. So if you actually go onto my Instagram right now at Plan on Purpose, you'll be able to see the flip through of my November gratitude challenge that actually happened in that A6.
Ooh,
So
well, I know what I'm doing after this tonight. I think that's so cool. Like, and I want to know in the comments, y'all, like, do you get ever intimidated by like a blank spread and like a large, just like a blank slate?
yeah.
I don't know, like sometimes I do, but I think that's maybe why I like memory keeping in my planner because I
Hmm.
know I have this box and it's like in a way it gives me this limitation, but it also allows me to be so much more free. I think it was
Yeah.
Debbie Allen who actually said that like you're create like talking about how like with boundaries allow us actually to create more, and that sometimes
Hmm.
you're just given a blank like slate, we sometimes get so overwhelmed with stuff, but when we have like this limitation or this boundary, it allows us to think outside the box. You can't think outside the box if there's no box, right? So
Exactly.
it's just
Exactly.
like, ooh, I need to remember that. I need to tell my
Yeah, go ahead, run that back and put that somewhere.
need to remind myself of that. Like sometimes we can't think outside the box if there was never a box. Hmm.
Hmm.
I think
Go ahead.
we just have this view. I'm just, having this whole revelation internally over here.
That's perfectly. That's what times like this is for, right? They're for those times for you to be like, oh, wait a minute, I said that. I do that all the time when I'm editing the podcast. I'm like, oh, girl, you better put that on a t-shirt.
Listen,
Like, that's
okay, so now
it.
I'm curious. What's something recently that you said that you needed to remind yourself of?
Oh, that is a good one.
And y'all better tell me in the comments too. What's something that you said maybe to someone else? Are you wrote
Yes.
it down? Are you heard? And you now need to tell it to yourself.
I think we might have been talking about this in our episode, but I believe it was when we were discussing how you do things not just for yourself, but also for other people. And
Mhm.
I said, when you drop that pebble in the pond and you see the ripple, you never know which ripple is going to touch, what's going to touch what person at what time. You actually, I mean, think about how big you see something like yeah, body of water. I'm using all these body of water references, but like huge oceans, huge. Like, mind you, I grew up around lakes, but huge oceans. You drop it once, it may go away after a while. But if you're in like a pond or a small lake and you drop that pebble, you never know. So I need to remind myself of that. Just remembering to be obedient and do what I'm supposed to be doing. Stay in my lane because you just never know who you can touch and who you can reach by just literally doing you. Like that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I like that. I like that. I do remember when you said that. That's good.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. Katie said, I want to get more into journaling. Once I get started, I can just feel the creative mindset flow. Yes.
Absolutely. I love it.
I like having a big page for memory keeping. I tried it in a planner, but it was too limited for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And we're all
I can
different.
see
And I
that.
think that's the cool thing. And then we have, yes, I agree. I love you, Cynthia. How's it going? We have Jalen saying, love journaling. Yes.
Hmm.
I stuck it in my planner until I pick out a color scheme and put the first sticker down. After that, I'm rock. Oh,
Yes.
I love this. This is a great
Yes.
starting point for anyone who's trying to like get started. And
Yeah.
she picks out her color scheme and then puts a sticker down. I love that.
Hmm.
How do you, when you do memory plan, how do you get started? What's your like process when you get started with?
For memory planning, I'm a huge storyteller. So everything I do with memory planning really
I got
surrounds
really
the
excited.
stories.
I was like,
Uh, it really surrounds the stories. Like I have some spreads like on my Instagram. I don't have a ton from this year yet because I just life's been happening. But um, I just start with the stories, like exactly what happened, how did it happen, how did it make you feel, what types of things do you want to pull from these moments? And so I think of those things. And then, of course, I might have a certain idea based on what happened. Like I believe there was one spread that I did, and I mean, when I got finished with it immediately, I was like, "Oh, I don't like this at all." I like, but I'm glad I did it. It was actually the first time we took our son to the zoo here at the city. That's about an hour away from us, and it was his first time ever at a zoo. And so I took a bunch of pictures, and I actually took the ticket from the zoo and built the spread off of the ticket because it was green and yellow. So I had a bunch of green ink. I inked up the page with like all this green and put these big, stories behind it. And at first I was like, this is way too much green. But then after I went back and kind of looked at it, and kind of saw the different pictures and the elements in it, I was like, okay, like I like the way this story was told. So I
oh,
start with
I love
storytelling.
that.
Hmm.
I love that that's your process. You're like, what happened, and then like building your way like off of that. That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
so
easy for me.
cool. So my question for you is, have you always been into planners, into stationery?
Well, kind of. Yeah. I mean, I have that a very similar story to a lot of people who join the planner community. I've been planning since I was younger. I mean, I was one of those kids that got excited about all things stationery. Like my
Mhm.
red notebooks had to match my red, folders had to match my, and the backpack. Like I had it all together.
Yes, when
Um,
color coordinate and like this
Yes.
subject,
And I
this.
did not like it when my notebooks were separated from my folders and my binders. It was just not okay. And so I've always been kind of that organized kind of person.
Uh-huh.
And I got seriously into planning. Of course, in middle school and high school, they give you planners. When I was in middle school, obviously, like you had to get your planner signed at the school that I was at. So I always had to fill my planner out, and then my mom had to sign it at night. And then you get it checked at homeroom. And then, like, if you didn't have it signed, like, you got in trouble. So I had to make sure that I kept up with stuff. And then when I got to high school, I was just doing too much. Like, I was doing literally everything. Like, my friends like to joke now, of course, years later, like, how, like, you were this person literally doing all these things: cheerleading, basketball, dance, student plays and musicals and student council and all these different things. I had to have somewhere to keep that stuff. So once I got to college, of course, used the college planner. And then my first official, like, this is real, like, I'm into this, was a Franklin Covey planner that I got in college. Got the whole system. And I found out about that planner brand from my mom. My mom's huge into planning too. And she has her own, like, engraved planner. She got, like, her name engraved in her planner. She's got the leather bound. I mean, she was on the leather
Yes,
bound sophistication before it became popular. Okay, like, way back. So she let me borrow a couple of her planners. And then when I got my Franklin Covey, of course, I had to run it by her. Like, what pages do I get? How does this go, mom? And she put me on. So after that, I was like, let's go. I found out about decorative planning. Probably it was like 2014, 2015. And I knew people did it, but I also scrapbooked as well in high school and in college. And so I was like, oh, this kind of seems cool. Like, but I wasn't really in it. And when I really got back into, like, the decorative and, like, serious planning, I was working at the time for a nonprofit in the marketing department. And I kept being asked to manage, like, the social media. And, like, at the time, there wasn't a lot of the things that are out now, like, digitally, to manage things. So I had somebody teach me how to use InDesign, and I went home, and, like, over a week, I made my own planner. I
Mhm.
just went in InDesign and designed my pages and the cover and everything, and created my own planner, and was able to really use it at work. And then people at work were like, where did you get that from? Like, it has all this stuff in it. And I was just, like, thinking about what I needed and how I couldn't find it anywhere. So that's kind of how Plan on Purpose really happened too. So
So you're like, okay, I've tried to use InDesign, and InDesign is hard.
yeah, it's definitely not easy. I had like I said, a job in the marketing department. So there were things, and when you work for a nonprofit, like, you kind of have to do all the things. So I learned very quickly to just be able to, I was doing social media at the time, and I was, like, able to, like, okay, I got to change these graphics for this. I got to do this for that. And I started learning a little bit about Illustrator. And then my boss was like, I really need you to fix these flyers in this. And I was just like, what is this program? And she was like, well, it's InDesign. And so she taught me some very basic things. And then I'm that person that, like, when I don't know something, go on and study it. So I was looking it up. I got books, I got this, and I taught myself how to use it so that I could make my own inserts.
I love that. I love that. And that's going to lead me to this whole question for a second. I love
Sure.
that. Okay, first off, what's up, Julie? How's it going? I see you. What's up? What's up?
Hey, Julie. Oh, I love her. Hey, girl. Hey.
I know I mean, who doesn't love Julie?
Right?
Yes, I've always been a journaler, but this is
Mm-hmm.
your memory keeping and still trying to find your flow, and love that.
Yes.
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 What's up, mom? Hi, mom. She said her first
Hi.
Franklin.
Hi, mom. Come on for moms. And first of all, come on for moms and Franklin Covey's, because y'all put us on. Okay. Y'all put us on. I love that.
Yes. Okay. First off, let's talk about this whole making of your inserts. And also, Cynthia's with you. Like, with nonprofits, you have to learn to do all the things and learn on the fly.
Yes.
There's no budget.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 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 Okay. So, and I want y'all to know, let me know in the comments, are you one of those people? Because I find that there's people who are like, if there's something that they don't have, like, they're either just going to go out and create it and make it, they're going to do it on their own. Okay. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
people who are like, I ain't about to do all that. I'm going to take what I have and I'm going to make it work and redirect it and make it work for me. I know what kind of person I am. Like, I'm probably more of a, because I'm like, I ain't got time. Like, that's a whole nother mental energy to, like,
It
create
is.
something. But I'm just like, I'm just going to take what I have and I'm going to make it work for how I want to, like, the whole Franken planning and all that stuff, right? Versus
Mm-hmm.
creating. I want to know in the comments, where do you find yourself on that spectrum?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
you just like, I'm gonna make it my own and do my own thing.
I mean, like I said, originally it was out of necessity. It's definitely both because like we talked about earlier, I repurposed the
Mhm.
planner that I bought that I used for something else. But originally it was out of necessity. Like I just need to. There were no social media planners or anything like that back then, or at least that I knew of. I wasn't really heavy into Etsy or anything like that. So I was just like, well, I can't find this in the store. Like I grabbed a happy planner. I did. I grabbed it and it was a typical one with the boxes. And I was like, when am I putting these boxes? Like, I don't know how to use this. I tried it. I got me some stickers and I was like, put it in there. And I was just like, this is not for your girl. So I I had to do something else. And then when I found out about like nobody should have ever let me see Filofax or Kiki K because once that happened, I was like, wait a minute. So you trying to tell me I can get a planner, change it like a purse color, and then put my own inserts in there and make it look the way I want to make it? Who? Buying what from who? So this these last couple of years, of course, my time has been a lot more limited because of my son. So and just because of our lifestyle in general. So I don't always have the ability to create a whole planner. So I did step out with something like the Passion Planner and, get grabbing the old Happy Planner or, some of the other things that I use. And that's okay too. Like,
Mhm.
but I would definitely say like by next year, like the insert game, that's going to be all me just because things change. So,
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna talk about these inserts. First off, hey Ashley, how's it going? Hey.
hi.
Okay, we got an option 3 married a graphic artist, and I make him do what I need.
Can we? Can we all just have a plug? Like everybody just needs to like have a plug. You
I have this lovely sticker making machine, and I'm determined to figure out how to make my own stickers. It's just the graphic design part that I need to like figure out.
so let me tell you something about that. Okay. I'm going to encourage you because
Encourage me. Encourage.
let's just be real. Not every person that you see that has a sticker shop is a graphic designer. Okay. And that's no shade. They
Mhm.
just have learned how to take the things that they purchase or a small thing that they make and create it into what it is that they do. Now, do you have to know how to use like know some graphic design knowledge in order to make it look the way you want it to look?
Mhm.
Yes. But you shouldn't be discouraged because you're not a graphic designer. I'm not either. And everything you see for my brand, I design. Except for my logo. My logo was designed by another planner girl who like literally is amazing and designs personalized stickers. But like all of the graphics and stuff that I make for Plan on Purpose, I make them, and I'm not a graphic designer. I'm literally self-taught at everything. So I find people who sell stickers, who sell their images. You can kind of work it. Or one of my mentors said to me, when you are a leader and you understand yourself, you know what your strengths are and you know what your weaknesses are. You might be the idea person behind the stickers, and maybe you need a person in your life who can actually design that. Like, what she said, she got the plug. It's her husband. Yours might be somebody that you meet in the planner community. So don't get discouraged.
Ugh, encourage me. Come on. Yeah, I love you so much. Cynthia has said, I love to support shops and save time and money by purchasing inserts, but when I'm really in need of something that doesn't exist in my specs, I make it myself. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, we got Jennifer saying, make what I have work for me. Okay, Jennifer, listen.
Yes. Do it.
Okay, Productivity Muse says, I make it to make it fit for me by making my own
hmm
inserts and excels for mini moon. Yes, it's so
Come on, yes. Come on, Excel.
okay. We got Filofax as my first stream planner.
Yes.
Change it like a purse color. I love it. Love it. Okay, we got I make my own designs for everything else that I can't make for my planner. I call my best friend and make it a type of person. Yes, call
hmm
my best
hmm
friend. Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
I
usually
love
I
it.
make things work that I have work, but not afraid to try different things until I find what works best. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Also, the stuff I made 10 years ago compared to now.
Girl,
Cynthia, I need you to post what
girl.
something you created 10 years ago and something that you've made right now. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I want to see
I
it.
actually keep a physical copy of the planner, the first planner I ever created on my own as a reminder. Like, girl. you doing it. It's okay. Like, you started here, now you're here. So
Yes, actually, yes, I had this realization too. I recently outsourced help for your budget workbook, which you can focus on.
yes,
Yes, yes, yes,
yes.
yes. Y'all, come on. And I plan sticky monthly and weeklies from Moxie Life for the next 3 months and Publisher and have them printed out on my Cricut.
Come on with the ideas.
I'm not sure I
That's
understand.
that's it right there.
What?
That's
Like,
it right there. That's
trying
it.
to join the conversation, y'all.
That's
What?
it.
That's so
That's it.
cool.
I
Okay,
love that.
I think you might have to slide into my DMs and share with me how
We'll
you do
talk.
this. Real talk.
We'll talk.
Okay, so now I'm curious. Someone had asked earlier about your
Mhm.
favorite pens. I want to know, what are your favorite like planner must-haves? You told us your planners, but what are your favorite like accessories and
Oh
stickers and
yeah.
all the? I always give people a limit, and they get mad at me that I give them a limit. But I'm gonna give you a limit. Your top five. Your top.
Mm. Well, okay. So first, of course, color pens, we had that conversation again with the compartmentalizing and being able to like have things in different colors. I actually have my little bucket here. You know, everybody got
Oh,
them
it's
IKEA
bucket.
buckets, right?
Give me a
Look
bucket.
at, isn't this cute? This is literally all of my fine liners. Like I have some paper made ink, paper made flares in here. These are mediums. I have some stabilos in here. I have some stet letters in here and a couple of really cute Faber-Castell metallic markers that I found just randomly shopping. But this is all of my like, and this is just the fine liners. This isn't even like the colored pens or pencils.
Okay, so wait,
Um,
like the fine tip, like
mhm, mhm,
like how fine are
yeah.
you talking?
I think one of them is, I think the Sabilas are like a point, they might be 0.5. Um, nope, 0.4.
Point. I wouldn't know what to do with that.
Yep, 0.4. And then so that's one. And then I love, and I think everyone, you know, who finds these loves them. These are all my modeliners.
They're the best.
Hmm.
They're just the
Hmm.
best markers
They're
ever.
just amazing. Yeah.
I,
Modeliners, the fine liners, so that's two. I would say three are stickers. I love stickers. I love all kinds of stickers. I love sticker kits. I love them, especially the ones that, I mean, I'm sorry, when we really started coming up and creating stickers that had girls on it that looked like me, okay, that was shaped like me, that had hair like me, that said
yes.
the things that I said I need to see all of this in my planner. So stickers
Yes.
are definitely it.
Okay, so my question for you: do you prefer a sticker book or a sticker kit?
I actually have both. It just depends on what mood I'm in. I use sticker kits more though, especially because my time, again, like I can't sit and just do it the way I used to. Or I would say I can, I just choose to limit it.
Mm.
But because of that, like sometimes sticker kits are just easy because I could just put all the whole kit down. But I do use, when I have a little bit more time, I do use my sticker book. I do know that, like, for example, Happy Planner has all these different sticker books that like you can just take one book and make spreads out of. But I like to use that kind of stuff for more like holiday or like different things like that because I don't want to buy a bunch of sticker kits for like all the separate holidays. Like sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So I use both.
Okay. Okay. So you gave us your fine liners, your mild liners, your stickers. You get two more.
I love washi tape, of course.
Okay.
And weirdly enough, an X-Acto knife.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, that X-Acto knife. Not only can you obviously like cut your washi tape, so it's all cute and perfect, but I use it like when I have a sticker kit that I maybe might want to use a certain part of the sticker or something, and I don't necessarily want to. I just trace that bad boy out and boom, like use it somewhere else. Like it's just a way of stretching your supplies because you might have maybe bought a sticker kit that has like 2020 on it, and you really want to use something from that kit. You just use your X-Acto knife and you cut that part off, and then you keep it moving.
I love that little planner tip right there.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I want to know, you have a whole podcast dedicated to like play. How did that come about?
Well, actually, it was just I was really sitting at home after having my son and having all these different things that I was doing, and I really wanted. I love planning. And I love the idea of being able to share this with everyone that I knew. Like at the time, if I were to have conversations with people in my life that weren't into planning, they would literally look at me like I was crazy. They'd be like, oh, so, you got paper. Why do you have so many different types of paper? Because remember, I did my own inserts. So I only print
Uh-huh.
on 24 or 32-pound paper, depending on, what I'm doing. And people were
Yeah.
like, you don't use regular printable? It just got to be a lot having these conversations with people who
Wait,
didn't
you're
know
asking
nothing
why
about this
you
world.
the inserts on regular copy paper? See,
The stress. The actual stress. Okay. So I realized how much I love having conversations with people who love planning, and that there had to be a way for us to connect to one another and really just talk to people. Like you have to remember, like I live in Germany, like I'm a military spouse, so being a military spouse, people cycle in and out of your life kind of all the time. And
Mhm,
so I was like, I wonder if there's a way for me to connect with people, that would give us some fun things to talk about, but also really connect us on a personal level. You see all these planner inserts and all these planners and stickers and markers, and sometimes you don't get to know that person.
mhm,
And so I was terrified. I was like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I mean, I know how to talk, but like, I don't know how to do this whole podcast thing. I did some research and kind of like, in very me fashion, learned all the things.
uh-huh,
And I reached out to a few people in the planner community, and Pasha from Posh Plans was my very first guest, and she was amazing. Like the conversation between us was just amazing, and we actually like became cool after that. I know, and so we actually like would check up on each other and talk to each other, and so I started realizing like this is a thing. And I really just and it really started from, hey, she does all these amazing things on Instagram with her planners. Like, what's the story behind why she's so serious about her mental health? And what's the story behind I wanted to know more about the people. So
mhm,
each guest that I have on, not only do I get to introduce them to my audience and they get to learn something, I learn something. And I think that's the thing that's kept me going. I get to meet amazing people like you and tell their stories and really get them to kind of pull some things out that they weren't necessarily thinking about. And that's what I love when someone comes on the podcast and they're like, oh, well, that's a good question. And how did this go? And what I really realized is this. And then you hear that aha moment that they had, and you're like,
uh-huh,
girl, tell me some more. Tell me how
uh-huh,
that really happened, like how it really made you feel.
yeah,
And it turned out because of the pandemic, right? Because I did my first interview for the podcast in 2019, but I didn't officially start until 2020.
mhm,
Fear, you know, kept me, but I finally pushed through it and did it. And when the pandemic really started and it happened, of course I was stifled like a lot of people. But then when I started having more of the conversations and really connecting with people, I was like, oh, like not only am I needing this, I'm getting comments and I'm getting emails and I'm getting things that say, I loved your podcast today. It helped me realize this. I love listening to this episode because I learned a lot. And then all of a sudden had this platform and all these things kicked off with Black Lives Matter and all these things. And all of a sudden now I'm a person that's speaking on things that are important to me. And I get to say it because it's mine. Nobody can censor me or nobody can tell me how to express the things that I've been dealing with my entire life. And so, yeah, that's it. And it's still going. I'm in season 2 now, and I'm hoping to, keep it moving.
yes. I'm just so I'm just so excited for you, and just like, like, y'all, like, I'm just happy for you, and I love what you're doing. And y'all, if you have
Thank
not
you.
gone and listened, go check out the podcast. It's the Plan on Purpose podcast, and it's amazing. And it's literally
Yeah.
on, like, it's just conversations, and you're meeting the people behind the planners. Which, again, we have the same heart. Like, literally, we have the same
Yeah.
heart. We love doing the same thing, and I just love what you're doing. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
that proud sister moment where it's like, you
I
go,
know.
and you do you. Like, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud to know you. And it's just, I'm just having a whole, like, just proud moment over here. Like,
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I need all of that because trust me, it gets tough some days where I'm like, man, do I really want to do this? Like, I don't have time. My child is over here and I'm doing all these different things. But I think every time I sit down to edit and I can hear the conversation that my audience is going to hear, I get excited again. I'm like, ooh, that's a good quote. Ooh, she said this. Ooh, I said that. Or ooh, we laughed about this. Like, look at our podcast. There are things that we connected on that
Mm-hmm.
I would have never even known about you had we not had that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, of course, to hear what I'm talking about, you guys got to make sure you listen to the episode. But it was a fun conversation. Right.
It was.
So,
It was. And I just love this space and this community.
I
Okay.
know.
We got to talk about this 20-pound paper. People are having a field day with it. You said 20-pound paper. No, ma'am. No,
Thank you,
sorry.
Julie.
Like,
Thank you.
you can see through it. Like,
Literally, it's printer paper. It's printer paper.
Katie literally.
Yes. Come on, Katie. You better tell them. You better tell them, Katie. That's literally
Oh my god.
exactly.
The
Exactly.
paper.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
also want to say thank you for your service as a military spouse. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Hard and it's not easy. And also, actually, yes, a military
Yeah.
spouse in the house.
Come
Yes,
on, military sponsors come through. Yes.
yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes, the podcast, the name is the Plan on Purpose podcast. Thank y'all for putting that in the comments. Okay, now y'all, if you have any questions you want to go ahead and ask, get them ready. Go ahead and get those questions all ready because I have a question that I definitely want to ask you. Well, more like I want to throw a case at you because you are very intentional about what it looks like to plan on purpose in different seasons of life. So
Mhm.
I'm going to throw a couple of just situations out there for you, and I want you to tell me what you would tell that person what planning on purpose might look like for them.
Okay.
So the first person I want to throw at you is a newly, like, she just entered the workforce and she's in the middle of a pandemic. She's away from her family and she's
Mhm.
just she's in this job. She doesn't really know if this is what she wants to do or not. She's still unsure. And she's just like, well, what does it look like to plan on purpose in the midst of this season where I'm away from my family? I'm trying to figure out life and I just started this job and I'm just kind of having a moment.
I would say it really is less heavy on the scheduling and planning all the things and more heavy on the figuring out what you need to do to feel okay about all of those things. When you're in like a moving and pushing and going transition, sometimes it's like go, 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 go. And I'm just trying to figure all this out. And to sit down and go try to plan certain things, like it's great to have your schedule together. But what are you doing for your mental? Like, what are you doing for your heart? What are you doing to make sure that like you're comfortable with all of the things? So I would say what it looks like is taking time for yourself to sit with those emotions and deal with them in a way that's going to allow you to be the best you in this new job.
Mm, love that. Okay. How would you tell someone to plan on purpose who is currently at home with their 4 kids? They all doing virtual learning and they're home. Spouses may be working or maybe they're by themselves. Like,
Mhm.
what does it look like to plan on purpose in the middle of that?
I feel like that's more visual, right? Because when you have all these different things to do, all these different moving pieces, you may not be the person that's able to have 15 planners. You might need just one solid, like, this is my go to homeschool. Everything is in here because you have so many moving pieces that you don't necessarily want to miss anything. Highlight or box, pen, whatever makes you feel comfortable, stickers, highlighters, whatever, but find a system that works for you to be able to see everything and find other ways in your home where you can put things that are important to you. So if one of the things we do in our home that I ended up like, I'm happy that I ended up doing it is a notepad, just a very simple notepad on the refrigerator,
Mm,
because I would sit down to make my list. And in our old house, like the desk and everything was right there next to the kitchen. Well, in this place, it's not. Like, and so going upstairs to get a notepad, to come back downstairs to do the meal planning, it's like by that time I done forgot, my kid done picked up something, he ain't got no business. My husband is asking me. So I have a pad on the refrigerator, and immediately when I run out of something, I write it down.
mm,
So having these spaces in your home where you can put something on the wall or put something on a door or a whiteboard here or something that will give you the ability to see what you need to see when you need to see it. I think that would be perfect.
Oh, I love that. Yes, come on. And that's flexible. Love that.
Mhm.
Okay. Julie had asked you again, are you team blue ink or black ink?
Oh, black ink all day, Julie. Black ink all day. The blue is disrespectful. I feel, I feel like it's got to be black.
Yes. Norma, I'm with you. How has it been out? The time literally flies by every single week. It's like we get on here
Yeah,
and it's flying by.
and just be chatting. Yeah.
I know, it's so sad. And as we're in closing, I want y'all to just kind of tell me your highlights from tonight. Um, Let me know in the comments what was your highlight and takeaway from tonight's conversation. I always love hearing that. And then we have Productivity Muse saying, you're in Germany, she needs some Lammy Ink X. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. I need to know what that is. So you need to tell me about that. I need to check that
Girl,
out.
just can't drop this.
I need more.
I know. I need more. I need to know what kind of ink is this.
Hmm.
Um, Okay, so I want to ask you kind of my last question for you tonight is what have been the things that have been helping you organize your life and helping you organize your heart? It doesn't have to be planner related, just tools or maybe it was something you listened to, anything that's kind of been helping you.
One thing that's been helping me organize my life, of course, outside of my mini planners that we discuss, is actually scheduling the time to plan like on Sunday. So I schedule every Sunday like time. When my husband is here, he takes, my son, and I get that time to plan. And I know it seems like something simple, but like if Monday rolls up, like my brain says Monday is go time. Like kitchen is getting clean, things are getting done. That's podcast day for me. So once Monday hit, if I don't have anything written down and it isn't planned out, I'm not looking at that thing till Friday. And then I'm like, what did I do? So actually scheduling time to plan helps me. Um, what else? I actually have it here. This is my journaling Bible. It's
Oh,
an NIV. It's an NIV,
uh-huh.
Journal the Word Bible, and this is where I do my journal Bible, my Bible journaling spreads. And this is how I organize my heart because listen, like there are some days when like I'm like, Lord, I'm just trying to figure out why you told me to do all of these things because I know you told me to do it, but I don't feel equipped. Okay. And so I will be honest, I didn't always just read. Like I always felt like you had to be like a biblical scholar in order to like explain and understand these things. When I started Bible journaling, I was able to really sit with a lot of these scriptures and just get the thing that I needed. And it's my time. So that's how I organize my heart. Because the more that I do that and the more that I'm like really taking that in, the more that when things happen, because they will happen, like life is going to happen around you no matter what. The more that happens, the more I'm able to really address it and attack it in a way that's healthy for me. And it doesn't send me spiraling down anxiety or depression. And I'm not saying it happens that way all the time. It's
Mm-hmm.
just less frequently because of that. I also I learned to ask for help. I'm a strong woman, honey. Let me tell you, I will if I don't know, as I have talked about throughout this conversation, if I don't know how to do it, I will find it. I am a student of YouTube University,
Listen,
okay, and I will YouTube anything.
university.
YouTube has taught me how to use software. It taught me how to do my natural hair. YouTube has taught me how to change a speaker in one of my old vehicles, my driver's side speaker. So listen, I will do it, but the reality is like even just us having a conversation about my setup today, that happened because I learned to ask for help. And just say, I don't got it. Somebody else got to have it for me. Somebody else has to stand in the gap for me. And the last thing I would say is, everybody talks about word of the year and these things. And my word of the year is grace. And so I organize my life and my heart around giving myself and others around me grace because I'm real good at like, oh, you didn't do this, like this didn't happen. Okay, we're done. That's it. Or getting really hard, being really hard on myself because I didn't do this today, or Elijah ate chicken nuggets twice in 1 week, or you know what I mean. I'm just like, this is not okay. But then I have that moment where I'm like, but where's the grace? How can you give yourself grace? How can you be okay with things not working out? And I mean, look at where we are and look at what we're dealing with. If you're not looking at ways to give yourself grace during this time, like it's not healthy. It's really not. So that's really what I do.
I love that. And I just love what you said. And I feel like that's going to be our closing question tonight. I want y'all to comment. Let me know, how are you giving yourself grace today? Or how are you
Hmm.
extending grace to someone else? I want us to end on that note. And while you guys are putting that into the comments, can you tell us where people can keep up with you, where they can follow you at, where they can get your podcast and all the things?
So I'm on Instagram at Plan on Purpose, so all the way through. And then I have a website now that's just up, and I'm gonna be getting a new one. So yay, I'm really excited. But for right now, you can go and sign up on the email list at planonpurposepod.com, and you can check out all of the new episodes on iTunes and Google Podcasts, and really wherever you listen to your podcast. Make sure you subscribe, because that's when you get the notifications of when all the new podcasts drop.
Oh, I love that. And someone let us know, Norma let us know that the Lammy is a fountain pen, and it's a certain fountain pen.
Oh, yes. I want to get into fountain pens. I'll be trying to do some calligraphy. Don't quote me on that, but
Again, that's something that I'm maybe after I figure out the whole sticker situation, I'll figure out the calligraphy in
yeah.
writing situation. And we have Katie, who said she loves your Bible journaling and would love to see more of that on your feed. I know you just did a
Yes,
post today that I was like, oh, that's so cute. I
I
really
did. I'm working on it. I'm trying to find more time to sit down and actually really, really do it the way I want to. But this was an example of a spread where I was, again, giving myself grace and not having to use all of the paint that I have in my, my stash to
mm,
make it look the way I want it to look. It was really about the words. So I'm going to
yes,
be doing more of that.
I love that. I love that so much. Thank you so much for just
Yeah.
joining me here tonight. I really appreciate you. I love what you're doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Someone,
Yeah.
before we leave, I just want you to hear just kind of a little bit of what people are saying, just how they're extending their own grace. We got one mommy scrapping saying, giving myself grace has been a long road to travel, and I'm still on it. I'm trying to remind myself things are crazy, but I'm smart and capable wife, mom, teacher, and crafter, and I can do hard things. Yes,
Yes, you can. You can. Absolutely.
yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes. And we got planning on Sundays is a must for me. I usually use it as time of reflection and extending grace. Thank you.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. And get some sleep. And on that note, we're going to let her get some sleep. Thank
Yes.
you so much for joining me, y'all. If you enjoyed tonight, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on the notifications. And when we have guests, any closing words you want to leave us with?
I just want to say thank you to you for having this, for doing this, for creating this platform for us to get together and really connect and talk about it. And thank you to everyone who joined. And I'm really excited to see who else you have on and how you're doing things. So keep doing what you're doing, because you're
Oh,
really dope.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all, I'll catch y'all next Wednesday.
See ya.
Bye.